Hey guys, welcome back to part 3 of my vlog for Clash of Kings. It's it seems incredible that I'm 3 parts into this already, and I mean I won't be reading much of it going forward because I'm going to be reading like a couple of books sent to me from authors on my work days, and then I'll be reading Clash of Kings on my days off. That's because I want to get them 2 books read because I was promising that I was going to read them, so I want to focus on them books, and I'll still be reading Clash of Kings, but not as much. But when I finish them 2 books, then I'll be going back to reading Clash of Kings on my work days. So Tyrion has been at King's Landing, and him and the Queen, or Queen Cersei, I think that's what her name is. Fancy books with all these complex names that you don't know how to pronounce. Uh, anyway, they are aware that Stannis has been sending out all these letters, and he's been trying to stamp his authority and right as the king. And at first, the queen is furious. She's like, "Oh well, we'll kill anyone that is spreading all these rumors around. We'll cut out their tongues. We'll do all these horrible things to them." And I can't remember exactly who said this, whether it's Tyrion or someone else, but they said, "We won't do it. We won't do anything." Because in their mind, they tried to convince the queen that if they do something like this, then they're more or less confirming that it's true. Rather than if they just don't do anything and just let it happen, then they can, hopefully, they think that people will get bored and they will move on and start talking about other stuff. And in the meantime, Bran at Winterfell is pretty much the same thing. I'm interested to read these chapters. These chapters are always good to read, but he's always on about how he wishes that he could be a knight, but now he can't be because of his disability now. And I think that there is a time when he has to try to confront that he's never going to be that now, and he has to try to focus on the situation at hand and focus on something else. Otherwise, this will drive him insane and mad. He's also had another dream where he's been climbing up this structure, and this golden man, who's Jaime Lannister, has thrown him off. It was really interesting to me that when Bran woke up from his original fall, that he didn't remember what happened, that Jaime Lannister pushed him off and tried to kill him because of what he saw. I mean, I do not know whether it's some sort of amnesia or whether it's some sort of like um hidden memory that it was so traumatic that his brain like hid it from him, or I don't know how the proper term is. But you would have thought that when he woke up, he would have said, "Oh my God, Jaime Lannister tried to kill me." But no, he never remembers that. It's like a form of amnesia. But I think that in time he will remember, because even now the Queen is always denying that she's liked her brother way too much and had sexual and romantic feelings towards him, which is absolutely horrible. But yeah, I mean, yeah, people are complex in real life and in books. Probably makes them more interesting. But anyway, that's what's happening with the book so far. Okay, so I just wanted to give a little bit of an update about what's happening with this book, because I want to read more, but I feel I have to do a clip so I can get everything that's up here in the clip so I can read more so I don't forget. But hopefully you know what know what I mean. Sansa has got this letter from someone that wants to help her, saying that um, if she could meet them in the Godswood, which, if you don't know what the Godswood is, many years ago, when the Children of the Forest, which was the original, well, probably, well, one of the original inhabitants of Westeros, was there, and they carved the faces into the trees, and these faces are supposed to represent the old gods. That's what it's called, the Godswood. And she doesn't know who sent her these messages, or if it's even a trap from for the Queen, or whether she should go or not. But ultimately, she does go, and she finds out who it was and who sent her these messages. And the ultimate goal is to take her out of King's Landing and send her back to Winterfell, because this individual knows the torment that Sansa has been put into. She doesn't love Joffrey anymore, and she's pretty much been held captive and against her will. Going to Anya now, or Anya, sure how you say her name. I need to look into this. The other Stark, the sister of Sansa. She is in this band as well, and she's been eating all these insects and basically foraging for food in the wilderness with this group of individuals. She's dirty, she's walking around barefoot, she's got blisters on her feet, she's all cut up, and the and one of the members of this group have discovered that she is not a boy, that she is a girl, and she even confesses and says, right, this is who I am, and all that. And so we have to see how that goes. And there's even been a part at the end of her chapter where she's been ambushed, I think, from giants or something. And it's been very, very exciting. We'll have to see where that goes, but it's been good so far. It's been good, and by what I've been thinking about, what I've been going through, what everyone in this community has been going through for the sad death of Pax Panic, I won't say it's a way for me to escape, because you cannot escape something like this. But I mean, I know that Pax would want us all to move on and to get on with our lives and to live life to the fullest and all that stuff. But it's difficult. It really is. I mean, I'm filming this literally 2 days after she actually passed. Yeah, I'm just hanging in there. So I've got up to page 303, and we've read a bit about Tyrion and Queen Cersei, and she's not happy right now. Not with the situation, and with Tyrion, and with her father not being strong enough, and Tyrion not being strong enough. And she's saying that, if Jamie, my brother Jamie, was in charge, he would be doing stuff completely different, and he would be winning, apart from her father apparently hiding from Rob, and people skirting around this issue of war with the Starks. And we haven't really heard much about Joffrey recently. He has been mentioned, but we haven't spent any time with him recently. And I suppose that's a good thing, really, I suppose. And we've been reading a bit about Bran, and he's had this massive party and ball, feast, or whatever. And I think that Yeah, he seems to be alone at the time. I mean, he seems to be feels like he's just by himself, even though he's amongst loads of people. He seems to feel that he's by himself and alone, and I can relate to that extremely because of the sudden passing of one of my dear friends, Pax Panic, and it doesn't help matters that my next door neighbor is throwing a garden party, and he's playing all this sad, yeah, music. It doesn't help my mood or my feelings or whatever, and yeah, it's been difficult because I've had to deal with it by myself, and yeah, trying to process it. I do not know whether this is the best thing really, but I'm trying to imagine that Pax is still alive and she's just left BookTube and no longer communicating with other people because of life situations, you know. I mean, I'm trying to get that in my mind right now rather than thinking about that she's deceased now and that she's in heaven and that she will never experience anything like this. Like, I mean, she will never hear this sappy music that my neighbour's playing, or she will never eat or drink this, and she will never read this book, and she will never go to this place ever again, you know? Anyway, back to the book. Bran has been having all these dreams as well with about being a wolf in the God's Woods. So that's really interesting. And I think that Bran, like myself, has to try to stop thinking in this what if, yeah, scenario. Um, you know, and with with me, it's like what if Pac survived and beat cancer, and with Bran, it's like what if he didn't have an accident and he became a knight? Is what he really wants to be. So I think that reading Bran's sections right now is going to be good for me for this difficult time that I'm going through. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this section of this vlog, and I will try to have this up as soon as I can. And the next time that you see me, I will be at page roughly 400. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you had fun going on this journey with me so far. And yeah, I will see you in my next video, guys.